Hello and welcome to another episode of Teeing Off. I'm RJ McCullough, and first, here's a brief recap of the week. Jonas Blixt and Cameron Smith got by Kevin Kisner and Scott Brown in a playoff Monday morning to earn the Zurich Classic title. The first team event in a long time. The players seemed to enjoy it. It had a really good finish. Kevin Kisner pitched in on the 18th hole to push it to a playoff with the eagle. It is Cameron Smith's first win on the PGA Tour and the third for Jonas Blixt. I'll have a little more on the format of the tournament later on. This story begins last Tuesday when Tom Gillis sent a tweet directed to Ben Crane about a bet in which he owed $6,000 from a putting green some time ago. Turns out it was Daniel Berger that was owed the money. Tom Gillis was just standing up for him. And by the time Friday rolled around, Ben Crane was happy to report that all was good, although quite a stir had already been caused. After narrowly missing out on earning his full tour status at the RBC Heritage, and then missing the cut in San Antonio, thinking that he had lost that status, Ian Poulter got some inadvertent help from fellow PGA Tour pro Brian Gay. Noticing a flaw in the PGA Tour's point system, Gay contacted the tour and they made the adjustments. Unbeknownst to Gay at the time, Poulter was the main benefactor and he now regains full tour status. A couple more sort of strange things to report from the LPGA Tour, at least they're staying in the news. After their rules situation of a few weeks ago, they put viewers through yet another headache this past weekend, making people sit through the same hole of a playoff 6 straight times. Wasn't fun for the players obviously either, as it took forever, and as I said, 6 holes to eventually determine a winner. They then followed that up by announcing on Twitter a poll in which the winner of 4 contestants, you could say, would earn a spot in an LPGA Tour event. Can't imagine how that would go wrong. This week, it's the Wells Fargo Championship. Usually, this event is played at Quail Hollow, but since Quail Hollow is hosting the PGA, this year it's being hosted at Eagle Point in what's being referred to as a one-off. Dustin Johnson makes his return to action this week, headlining a field that includes Jon Rahm, Adam Scott, and Phil Mickelson. Although a different course in the rotation, Eagle Point should offer a good test as they have thick rough, elevation changes, really fast greens, and their 18th hole is a par 5, so that should make for some exciting finishes, hopefully. Okay, this week I'm going to be teeing off on team events. Are team events good for the PGA Tour? I mean, we see them from time to time on the European Tour, and we see them all the time in the off-season on the PGA Tour, but a regular PGA Tour event? Cameron Smith just got his first win on tour, the best tour in the world, while playing with another golfer. Are we really okay with this? On one hand, the Zurich has been a bit of a dead spot on tour. The players really seem to like it. They said it was a lot of fun, giving it positive reviews before, during, and after the event, getting a pretty good field, and it could be seen as mixing up a monotonous, kind of a long schedule for the players. On the other hand, though, it's the PGA Tour. It's not about catering to what the players want or what they think is fun. As a fan, I was just as interested to tune in on Thursday or Friday as I was on Saturday and Sunday. It didn't have that real tournament feel. It felt like an off-season event. It just didn't have that authenticity to it. Not to mention the scores, and those who were in contention come down the stretch on Sunday. 4 teams finished 20 under par or lower, and at that point, it's glorified pitch and putt essentially, and that never brings out the best of the best at the top of the leaderboard. Justin Rose and Henrik Stenson, Jason Day and Ricky Fowler, Kevin Chappell coming off a win paired with Gary Woodland, they all missed the cut. Jordan Spieth paired with Ryan Palmer, he was the only one of the big name players to be in contention, and they finished 5 strokes back, so even that, So suffice to say, I know they're going to do the event next year because the guys liked it. However, I'm out on this one. Alternate shot and best ball are a lot of fun in the Ryder Cup and the President's Cup, so let's just leave them be right there where they belong. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on team events on the PGA Tour. Enjoy the Wells Fargo. I'm McCullough, and I'll see you next week.